Well, welcome to the Kristi Jones Show, where it's all about living your life to the fullest. I'm a life coach, speaker, and business owner in multifamily real estate, and I've had wild success in multifamily housing for over 25 years now. I am so passionate about helping others merge their success and lead a fulfilling life, and I bring it all together right here on this podcast. So join me and let's get started to live your life to the fullest. Well, hello, my friends. Welcome back. Welcome back to the podcast. Another awesome week right here in the middle of summer. And I'm really excited to talk to you today about something that most likely you can apply right now in your life because it's summertime. I'm coming to you mid-July, and it's something that I have just gone through, taking 2 weeks away and stepping away from work, still working a little, but the routine was really, really off my normal. And I want to talk to you about, really maintaining your momentum during the summer season, work, when you step away from work, and then that feeling when you come back. Have you ever noticed it's kind of hard to get back into the swing of things, whether it's work, whether it's your home life? I mean, really, when we take that break, and it's so needed, and that mental break, that physical break, I don't know. There's just something about summer vacations and coming back from that you come back and you're like, you act like you don't even know what you're doing. So I want to talk about that. I want to give you some things that you can do and implement to kind of make it over the hump of that. Also, if maybe you haven't gone on vacation, maybe you are just, feeling the summer vibes, right? That summer feeling that we get. It's hot. It's, you're doing different activities that you would do at other times of the year. Maybe you've got kids home from school. The house is full of people. Maybe the routine's entirely different. So I want to give you some things that you can apply and do. So you A, keep your sanity, and B, feel as if you're still being in that mode of moving towards your goals and moving the needle in your business, in your goals, in your life. And because the worst feeling is feeling stuck. I don't know. It is just a crappy feeling. I hear that from clients and listeners all the time. And I too do not like that feeling of feeling stuck. So I'm going to share with you today some actionable things that you can do and put to work for yourself this summer if you find yourself kind of falling in the gap there. Before I do that, I just want to be totally honest and transparent because I might be fidgeting with one of my eyes a lot if you're going to be watching this on YouTube. So it was the 4th of July, actually. I woke up and I had this like nasty cold. I powered through, right? Because I didn't want to feel bad. But I had a couple days where I just wasn't feeling good. And I kind of got this eye infection in one of my eyes. And so it's lingering just a little bit. I thought it went away, but I just put the drops in. And so I can like halfway see my notes at the moment. And it's just bugging me. I hate it. Ugh, I get so irritated when I don't feel 100%. I get a little irritated about that. And I have to just tell myself, it's okay, pump the brakes. At least you got one eye you can see out of, is what I'm telling myself right now. But it's really not that bad. It's just that little bit of irritation that's still there. So it's really red and it's just irritated, which irritates me. But anyway, so if I'm messing with it, that's what's going on. It's just bugging me a little bit today. So anyways, let's talk about when we're in the summer, right? And summer has an entirely different feel. And if you didn't know, summer's like my favorite season of the year. Love summertime. I'm a summer girl. I'm the opposite of a snow girl. Like, don't like the white stuff at all hitting my skin. I will take sunshine all the time. But summertime sometimes, comes with like different schedules. Our days, our weeks can look different than it does at other times of the year. If you're a parent and you have kids home from school, I remember going through that, like still working, but then having kids home and like juggling things a little differently. It just requires a navigation of of your life in a different way. And then if you're like me, you might be sitting at your desk or in your office working, and then you're looking out the window, like my window over here, going, oh my gosh, it's so nice outside. I want to be outside. So there's that little distraction in our brain. And I want to talk about it specifically, like if you're coming back from a vacation, or maybe you've taken a little break, and we get that first day back into our norm, and it's like, wah, 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 wah. You're just like, okay, this is a little hard, getting back into the swing of things. Not to mention, like, you got laundry, you've got all the things that you need to do coming back off of a little vacay. And, it is what it is. So I'm going to give you several things that you can do to make it over that hump, so you don't linger in that stuck feeling, and you can get back into the swing of things. I want to talk to you about, the first thing I want to share with you is, it's something called, and I did not invent this, but it's something that I've used a lot of years when I find myself in that kind of mindset, in that space, called the Pomodoro effect. And it has you can go Google it if you want. Go into ChatGPT, ask them what it is. You can get all the info on it in lots of detail. But in Kristi style, here's what I do. Here's what I do for my clients. I just break it down. I like break it down, because you want the meat and potatoes. Like, you don't need all the other things, because it just bogs our brain down. Okay. So I'm going to basically share of that Pomodoro effect, what you need to know and how to apply it, because that's what's going to help you most. So, but if you want to go Google it and you want to dive deeper into it, go right ahead. But here's what it is. All it is it's basically like a tool and a mindset and a practice for you to do, that's going to get you back on the saddle, get you back on track, get you back in mode of, basically in mode of your life of, you're not on vacay anymore. You're not like having a margarita on the beach at the moment. So we got to kind of, get back into the swing of things, so we can, be able to enjoy the breaks and have the vacation time and explore the things and the areas that we want to go take time off and explore. But when you're back in the saddle, you got to like get your mind plugged back in to the task at hand. So here's what you do. Here's what you need to know about the Pomodoro effect. You got to have a timer. I mean, use your phone. Just get your phone, set your timer on it. Set it for 25 minutes. And what it is it's a 25-5 rotation. So basically, you're going to set your timer for 25 minutes. Whatever it is you have in front of you, get to work on it. Set the timer and focus for 25 minutes. That timer is going to go off. And then you have get up, walk around, go do something else, 5 minutes, reset. So step away from the task of whatever it is that you were working on, go 5 minutes, set your timer again, so you don't turn in 5 into 20, 25. All right. Because we don't dilly-dally around, because we lose track of time. This really helps with time management when you've kind of stepped away from a schedule and you want to get back into a schedule. This is excellent for that. I've used this on and off for years. And not only do I use this in a time like summertime, when you're maybe take some time away, you really step out of your regular routine, not just for that moment, but this works super great if you just find yourself having a hard time focusing, or your attention span is a little shorter than normal. I get distracted easily. I know that about myself. I'm like squirrel, right? So I know self-awareness goes back to self-awareness, you guys. Self-awareness, know your strengths, okay? Know your weaknesses, and then find tools and ways and practices to like shore up or to complement your weak areas. Because I mean, it's okay to have them. Like, there's times I have such a hard time focusing, because maybe I have like 10 things that all of a sudden pop up. Oh, and I want this, and I got to do this, and but I've got to like reel it in and stay focused on what is most important, what's moving the needle, what needs my time and attention right now. So, um, this is excellent if you are someone like me that just, regardless if it's summer, winter, spring, fall, you find yourself having a hard time focusing, for whatever reason, or your attention span just isn't, right where it needs to be. So the 25-5 rule, the Pomodoro effect, is excellent for that. So then take your 5-minute break, like I said, and then come back, set it for 25 minutes. There's something here's what it does for me. It's like when I hit that timer and I know, okay, 25 minutes, go. That means 25 minutes, I'm not going to look at my phone. I'm not going to let something distract me. I might be getting text messages, but not going to be looking at them. Um, Not going to be checking my email, not going to be like trying to clean out my inbox. I mean, I am so good at like, you ever do that? You open up your email and then next thing you know, 45 minutes has gone by and you're cleaning out your email, you're putting it in folders, you're deciding what do I need to set specific times of day that you check your email if you're able to do that, if your life and your work can accommodate that. Way more effective. I find I have it happen way too much where all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, 20 minutes. And I've been sitting here cleaning out my inbox, putting stuff in folders that I want to, that I need to categorize or save for later, reference later. It is a time sucker, right? So don't let that happen to you. So when you set the timer, when I set that timer, I know 25 minutes, it's like, go. So in the back of my mind, I know I got 25 minutes. That timer is eventually going to go off. So I'm going to dial in and I'm super focused. 25 minutes. And 25 minutes, here's the other reason it works for me. Because I like to work in smaller chunks of time because my personality, and I'm a uber productive person. I find myself I'm very hard on myself. So I have to sometimes over the years, I'll be like, it's okay, it's calm down, but I'm really hard on myself. I don't need anybody to be, I don't care if anybody's hard on me because like you are not harder on me than I am hard on me. So I already know that. So like when I get criticism, I'm like, yeah, fine, bring it. That's great. But I have to manage my own self against myself, right? So where was I going with that? So the 25 minutes. So it's like, I know that timer is going. So it helps me to be very intentional and very focused at what I need to focus on for 25 minutes. Oh, I know where I was going with that, because if I set it for like an hour, and my brain is how I think, I'm like, oh my God, which is, this was me in school. I got to sit here for a whole hour. I already want to know, am I going to be able to talk? Do I have to be entirely silent for an hour? Like, do I have to sit still for an entire hour? Which is another reason why I have a really difficult time sitting and watching a movie. Like, it's just not my norm. I'm not going to just sit and watch. I don't binge watch. It's just, I will watch something, then I have to get up and I have to like move and, I just can't binge watch. It's just not who I am. So, and if you are, that's awesome. Like, you can dial in for a lot longer than me. But if you're hearing this, you're like, oh my God, yeah, that's totally me. So 25 minutes is doable for me, knowing that I'm going to get a 5-minute pass to get up, get some water, do something. I go, I work at home, so I can go throw a load of laundry in, and then I'll come back at my desk. Let's be real. I really don't. I hate laundry. So that was a bad example. I rarely do. I rarely do that. Let's be real. I love to send my laundry out. But for 5 minutes, I will step away. I will go do something. I will come back and then boom, 25 minutes, go again. So there's just something psychologically for me and my brain that if I were to say, okay, 2 hours, nothing else for 2 hours, I'm already sitting here starting to kind of semi-panic about that. Like 2 hours, 2 whole hours. Like I know that I'm going to end up in my email inbox deciding I need to sort emails for a while when I really don't. I mean, it can wait, you know? So the 25/5 thing is really helpful. And here's what I normally do. And I don't do this every day. Did this last week, and do this like in times when summer, coming back from a break, I've got to like get back in the swing of things. And I know there's a lot waiting for me. So, sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, it's like, I know as soon as I open, all those emails are going to come. You know what I mean? That feeling like, it's waiting. Even though you've been checking, I've been checking my email, I've been looking at it, but I kind of know what's there and what I need to do. Right. And so, anyways, it's just something that helps me manage the day, stepping back in to my routine. And so the 25/5. So here's what the other thing I'll do is I like to stack them up in like in series of 3. So set the timer, 25 minutes, work, focus, do what I need to do. Alarm, 5-minute break, step away, take a mental breather, walk around. I'm huge on movement. So you got to get up, walk around, move around, get that oxygen going in the body. Okay. And then boom, do it that 3 times, 3 rotations. So come back 25 minutes, 5-minute break, come back 25 minutes, 5-minute break. So there's something I like the set of 3. That is a really good rhythm for me. So that's what I do. And then after that 3, then, maybe I take a longer, maybe, I don't know, knowing me, I'm probably hungry. So it's time to eat, right? So that's like time to have some lunch, make some lunch, do something like that. So that's a way that has really served me well over the years. Um, you can go deeper into it. There's a lot of other things that if you want to Google it and read about it, but you know what? Like really, like I just want to give you what you need to know, like right now, so you can make a difference and move forward. So sometimes we want to overlearn something and it just bogs our freaking brain down with like all unnecessary noise. Like it really doesn't matter. So just hit the high points. No, like I always say, I call it the meat and potatoes. I don't know why I say that. I just have always said that. Like the meat and potatoes of what you need to know. Then move, take action, implement, try it. So give it a try. If that's something that helps you and works for you, I would love to know. I want you to drop me an email. My email address is in the show notes below. So just, click it there, drop me an email, let me know. I'd love to have some feedback, how that works for you, and if you found that helpful. Okay, let's move on to a few other things that I want to share with you. I also am, let me silence my phone here. I ordered groceries. I'm recording this over the weekend and I've got Instacart going here at the same time. So if you haven't ever done that, it's beautiful. First of all, I love it. But they send you notifications of, replacements or, hey, they don't have this. Do you want this? And I can't tell you how many times I haven't seen those notifications and then I just get surprised. So I try to keep an eye on it and, be able to be a good customer, I guess I might say, answer the shoppers' questions. All right. So let me jump into the next 3 more things. Actually, I got 4 more things that I want to share with you. When it comes to coming back into your life, into your routine, back into your work, back into your personal life, after you've taken a break, after a vacation. Like I said, it's summertime. That right now is like the great time to talk about this. All right. So the top 3 things that I want you to think about, or I've got 4, is when you start each day and you're coming back from that break and you're coming back from that vacation, I want you to start the day. I want you to write down 3 things that you want to get done today, not this week, not over the next 2 weeks. We're focusing like we've got a time frame on it. So we're talking about present moment, like today. So when you start your day, be clear, get very clear. Get a pen right here, holding a pen. Get paper right here, holding paper. Put the pen to the paper. Write down three things, just three. Pick three things that you want to get done that day. Write it down. There's your focus. Okay. Number two, when you're coming back off of a break or a vacation, number two is to really hone in and get disciplined on your morning routine. You got to restart getting into your morning routine. And morning routines look different for everybody. I am not that person that's going to tell you this is exactly what you need to do every single morning. So that drives me crazy when I see that, especially like if I'm on social media and I see, the must do things every morning. I mean, take that. When you see that, I think it's helpful. It's suggestions. They are suggestions. What you need to do is you need to be like an able-minded, free-thinking human being, and you need to figure out of these suggestions that you're seeing people make for how to start your day, how to set the framework for your day. You need to look at those as suggestions, and you need to determine what is best for you. Because the reason it drives me crazy when I see that or read that, what you must do just as your morning routine. Okay, they do not know what season of life you're in. They don't know your life. They don't know what your world looks like right now. It used to drive me crazy when I was a single mom. And it's you and you. And if you've ever been a single parent, or if you are one right now, that I would read things sometimes and say, like what you need to do. Okay, well, I can't leave the house in the morning because I'm the only adult here. So no, I can't go to, outside and go on a walk at 5:30 in the morning. And I mean, it was just like, are you kidding me? Like back then I was like, who are you to tell me? Like we didn't have social media back then, but I would be like reading books and be like, I mean, yeah, great in a perfect world, but that doesn't apply to me. So I learned really early on that, I took it as suggestions and food for thought, and then I decided what was best for me in that season of my life, just like I have in every season of my life, right? So when you come across these things, the best morning routine to have, those are just it's a suggestion, all right? You need to like pony up and decide what works for you. Where are you at in life? What's going on in your world right now? Your morning routine looks entirely different if you are 18 or if you are 25 or if you are, a parent or not a parent, or you have let's just go into pets. Dogs. I got one dog. Some people got 5 dogs. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's individual. All right. So, work, what time do you got to be at work? There's so many variables. You figure out what works for you, what makes you feel the best to start your day. Figure it out, okay? Like you don't need somebody to like tell you exactly what time you need to brush your teeth, what time you need to pray, what time you need to work out. You need to figure that out, okay? You need to figure that out for yourself. Like someone told me, and I know this probably seems like I'm coming across like really harsh and direct this morning, but I said, someone goes, yeah, you're like the no BS bestie. That's a while back. And I'm like, oh, I like that term. So I've been kind of calling myself that lately. I'm the no BS best. I'm your no BS bestie, right? So you don't need someone else just to coddle you and tell you, all the little sugar sprinkle things. Like sometimes you got to hear like the real thing. Friends, that's what friends do, right? So that's why I'm telling you, like on this morning routine business, figure out what works for you. Quit trying to follow, I don't know, all these other people on what their morning routines are, and that works great for them. Use it as a suggestion and figure out what works for you. All right. The takeaway I want you to get from this podcast today, when I'm sharing this with you, is that morning routine is really important to like dial in really sharp when you're coming back from a break, coming back from vacation, or you find yourself in that like summer lull. Okay. That's what I want you to hear. So figure out your morning routine. What is it? What works for you right now? Just know that the things that when you wake up, you open your eyes, the things that you first tell yourself, the first thought you have, the mantra that you want to repeat to yourself in the morning, the way you spend your time in the morning, the things you think about, the things you do, that is key, is setting the tone for your day. So use it wisely. And it's really important to dial in your morning routine when you're in this mode of coming back from vacay, the summer break, whatever. You've got to really firm up that morning routine. It really matters right now. So don't kid yourself into thinking that it doesn't, because it does. And it's not just what you eat in the morning, what you drink in the morning. It's what you're thinking in the morning. What are you meditating on? What are you praying? Do you take that time to kind of set the tone for your day, get your heart right for the day, get your mind right for the day? So you really need to dial in that morning routine. The third thing is to ease into it with small, meaningful steps. So easing back into things, right? So have you ever I've done this before, coming back from a break or a vacation, and like I would set these super high, lofty goals of I've got to get all of this done this week, right? And it's like, okay, I don't even think like that's like superhuman. Like I'm not sure that a team of 5 people could get that done. So be mindful, and that when you come back in to your life from your time away, that you ease back into it. Set small, meaningful goals, smaller steps. So if you're a person that tends to constantly bite off more than they can chew, know that about yourself. And as you're coming back into the fold, just ease back into it. Like your first day back, don't make it so stressful on yourself that you clump everything onto that first Monday back. Because you know how you're going to feel Sunday night? You're going to start sweating it out, because you're going to realize, you're already going to start to be like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Like, why do that to yourself, right? Figure out what's most important. Go back, top 3 things each day, right? I started with that. Top 3 things you must get done that day. Get clear. 3 things is very doable, okay? 3 things is very doable. So we've got to get smart, and we've got to get good at managing our time. And this is a way to do that, coming back off of that break. So get clear on your top 3 things to get done for that day. Get clear and very disciplined in your morning routine to get back into the swing of things, and then ease back into it with really smaller and meaningful goals. Okay. Now here's number 4. And honestly, this is the most important one for long-term fulfillment and long-term success. Number 4, you got to hear this. So hear this one loud and clear, okay? The 4th thing I want you to take note of is I want you to think about and take note and journal on it. I want you to take note of, what did you dread about your life, about your world when you were coming back from that break and that vacation? What is it that you dreaded? What is it that on that Sunday night before your week back, let's say you've been gone on a vacation or you've, had a staycation, whatever it is. And what is it on that Sunday that you started to go, oh my gosh, about the week ahead? What is it that you are dreading? You need to get clear on that. You need to write that down. You need to explore that. And here's why. Because to build a life that you truly desire, you have got to get clear on what it is that you want to remove, have less of, that's causing you that dreadful feeling in your life. All right. The next thing, so figure out what it is that you're dreading about coming back. What are you dreading? Then the second thing I want you to do is I want you to take some time and journal and write down, again, pen, paper. I want you to write down what it is that you absolutely loved about the time that you just took your break, the time that you stepped away, the time you had the vacation, whatever that is, the vacation, the break you took. What are some things that you absolutely loved about that? How did you feel? What are the things that you felt that you want to continue feeling? Was it a sense of adventure? Did you wake up in the morning with less stress, with less of a heavy feeling on your chest? Did you wake up excited because you got to spend time with some people that you really wanted to spend time with? So get clear. What is it that you loved about this break? How did it make you feel? What were the feelings that you felt that you really want more of? So number 4 is I want you to get really clear, and you don't have to, this isn't like a sit down one time and figure it out thing. I want you to spend the next few days dedicating some time to this. What is it that I dreaded? Why did that feeling of dread come in when all this was coming to an end, the break's coming to an end, and I'm going back to my life, to my work, to my life and work? What is it that I'm dreading? You need to get clear on that, because you're going to want to decrease. You want to find ways to have less of that. You've got to move forward to build the life that you desire. You do that through intentional living. And when we go and have a break and we step away from our everyday and we do something different, or we have a vacation, we learn more about ourselves. We experience new things. We have different feelings. And it's important to realize what it is that you want to intentionally build more of that in your life. And if you are going year after year after year after year, feeling the same discontentment, the same frustration, the same overwhelming stress, the same drama in your life, this different faces, but same disappointments keep coming up. My friend, you have to look in the mirror and have an honest conversation with yourself about the common denominator. You have the ability to make shifts, to transform yourself, to transform how you look at things, to transform your mindset, so that you can intentionally make moves, make choices, make decisions. You can intentionally move towards the direction of building the life that you truly desire. It's so possible. It's so possible. And that's the beauty of stepping away sometimes and taking a break and having a vacation is we see things differently. New ideas new feelings come about, new ideas come about. So embrace that. So number 4, I really, 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 if you don't like any of the other suggestions and you're like, none of that's going to work for me, please take number 4 and do some work on it. Do some work on it. Figure out what it is when you were coming back from your break, coming back from that vacation. What is it that you dreaded about your life? Personally, professionally, dissect it any way you want. I don't care. What is it that you dreaded? Write it down. Because if you don't get clear on it, you're just going to keep doing the same cycle, the same thing. Nothing's going to change. And it just doesn't, you guys, things don't just go away. This is intentional living. We do the work. We do the work. All right. We have to make intentional steps to build the life that we truly desire, to merge that success and fulfillment. 100% can be done. Then the second part of that for number 4 is to get clear on what is it that you just totally loved about your time away, this break, this vacation. What are those feelings? What were those experiences? Because when you get clear on those, you're going to figure out ways to incorporate that back into your everyday life. So that is your homework, my friend. That is some homework. Oh my goodness. And I hated homework, but this homework is fun. This homework is fun because it's moving you in the direction to build the life that you really want, the one you sit and daydream about. So you are in the driver's seat, and I want to empower you for that. You 100% are the person that can do and make the difference in your own life. So if you want to have more conversation on this topic, you want coaching, I am here for it. I am available and I am here for it. You can just go to my website. It'll be below in the show notes at kristijones.org, and you can learn all the ways of how to work with me. But you'll see a lot of information about the flourishing edge. So when you see that, you are in the right spot. All right. I'm so glad you were here. I hope this episode, I hope it really lights a spark, and I hope it serves you well. Let me know your thoughts. Hit reply in the email, in my email address down below. Drop me an email. Let me know your thoughts. Hit me up on social. Would love to carry on this conversation with you. All right, go make the rest of your week super fabulous, my friend. You're a rock star. Let's go crush it. And let's just continue to have the best summer ever. Okay, I will see you next week. I want to thank you for tuning in today to the podcast, and I hope you've enjoyed the conversation and all the info that's been shared today. And I hope you've come away with a few ideas on how to make the most out of it for your life. If you loved this episode, be sure to share it with your friends and family. And also make sure you subscribe to the podcast and tap that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Also, it would mean the absolute world to me if you would leave a podcast review. So until next time, my friend, keep flourishing and thriving and live your life to the